Okay, so using Google Sheets again for your technology projects. This time we're using it for calculating the total cost and for getting a list of all our materials required. So your project would be practically finished now at this stage. Um, Although it's a good idea to keep on top of this as you're working along. For each part, we want to know the description of the part so you can give it a name or what it does. We want to know what material that part is, the length, the width, the thickness, the unit cost, how many of them we want, and then the total cost for every part. So it probably is a good idea to stay on top of this as you're working along. To work out the cost of the parts, there's two links over here. On the left, we have Miko Metals, which is where a lot of the stuff is bought in from. And there's Kitronic, where a lot of the electronics is bought in from. So for example, servo motor brackets. So most people have built some sort of bracket like this already for your projects. So the description is there. The material is PLA, which is very common 3D filament material. The length of it is 54 by the width 12 by the thickness 6. And that has a unit cost of around about 30 cents. Okay, and there's two of them. So in our total cost here, we're going to have 60 cents. Okay, and then down below here will be our total cost of all of our parts will be in here. Now, we want this to be a working document whereby we can change the quantities and we can change the sizes, and it'll always update itself. Okay, so we need to put a formula in here for this to work. Okay, so I'll type that in there now. So whenever we do a formula, we start off with an equals to, and we need to multiply the unit cost by the quantity. So don't worry about the numbers, we'll just multiply the cells. Open brackets, cell I3 multiplied by, we use the asterisks, E3, close brackets, and there's our formula there. And then we press enter, and we have 60 cents, you see. So for example, if we had to make another one, 3 brackets, it's now 90 cents, and so on. And down below here, in this cell here, it will be the total cost of all of our parts. And the formula for that is as follows. Equals to sum, open brackets. We want the sum between K3 all the way down to K20. So I just dragged on the first one and kept dragging it down all the way down to K20. Let go, close my brackets, and there we go. Press enter. As you can see, there's our sum now, okay, which is live as well. So if I change that to 4 brackets, we now have €1.20. And I've formatted all these cells too by going into currency, number, and currency, and I changed them all to euros like that too. I did that there, and I did that there too. Yeah, so the formatting of the cells is very easy. You know, it's just tables and changing the line thicknesses and changing the fill colors and stuff like that in the font. So that's all very easy. It might be an idea too, you know, instead of just working out the total cost of everything, including the electronics, it's going to be quite high. You could work out the total cost of all of the made parts, machined parts, like your aluminiums and acrylics, getting a total cost for that, and then getting a total cost for the electronics. Because the electronic parts are recyclable, so you could argue that they are not part of your cost. They can be used again for other projects, you know. So maybe you could get 2 or 3 costs in total for your project. It's a good idea to analyze the numbers and see what you come up with here for this one. Okay,